Now a story you'll see only on Western Mass News. Last summer, a crumbling Bay Street house was demolished because it posed a safety risk to the neighborhood.
In April, we told you how neighbors were frustrated that the home was still a pile of debris. Well, we checked back in and found very little has changed since then.
Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us live from that blighted property in Springfield with this exclusive update. Audrey?
The neighbors I spoke with today were ones who were initially hesitant to share their story back in April when we first covered this debris pile. But they say since then it's only grown rather than shrank. They say that more and more people are illegally dumping things here and that the weeds have only grown to more and more impressive heights. You've been here since 1958, both you and your wife?
Yes. Raised 2 kids. Still here.
This neighbor on Bay Street tells Western Mass News he was home when the building at 1459 went from crumbling house to public safety hazard.
Watched the chimney fall down over the top of the fence, and it landed in the driveway.
Almost a year has gone by since the home was demolished in August of 2018. Western Mass News was there in April, and this was the scene. But as you can see from the video gathered Thursday, the pile has grown by a few Christmas trees and newly discarded furniture.
They're like just passing by and just dumping everything. We're seeing new things that haven't been there.
It's not to say there's nothing living on the property.
Our home, we're getting a rodent problem, the mice, and there are some rats, and we've had to chase them out of the garage.
If you had to live next to this, what would you want done?
Springfield's code enforcement commissioner says he understands their frustration. Since we last spoke with him in April, he says they've learned something about the property owner they were trying desperately to contact.
The owner was deceased, so we've contacted the actual heirs of the property.
The rights to the home have been signed away. Now the city can legally seek a receiver, a private developer interested in cleaning up the property. That receiver must submit their cleanup plan by July 23rd for approval.
The understanding of a receiver is it's based on the emergency, the gravity of the situation, that this is something that's got to get done right away.
Things have happened in the past couple months.
There's a reason the cleanup means so much to this neighbor, and it's the same reason he doesn't want to show his face.
My wife's still got to stay.
He's recently learned he's dying of cancer, and with only a few months to live, he wants to make sure his wife will have a safe, clean home after he's gone.
I'd like to know if it's going to get cleaned up, so my wife can have a nice outlook. Excuse me.
Take your time.
It's tough when it's been your home all your life, and all of a sudden you have this next door to you.
Now, Desolates tells me that this is actually the first time they've been able to enact that receivership program here in the city of Springfield on a property that had to be demolished under emergency circumstances. Now, he says if this property did have a lot of outstanding tax debt, it could take them longer to legally clean up the property, enter it, and make sure that it's ready to go. But he says, fortunately, that's not the case here, and that they're expecting a lot more movement to be happening sooner with this property on Bay Street. Reporting live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.